Let's look at grammar part. This is one area. At the beginning also we noticed those emails where something was wrong with grammar. One main area that troubles everyone is where to place this comma. Now the examples that you see in front of you are from different emails that I have taken. Look at the first one. You can mute yourself if you're not speaking. Thank you. So the first one, I would like to inform you regarding the new launch of the product in cleaning category from our organization. So do you think a comma is needed between you and regarding? I would like to inform you what? Regarding what? Regarding this, regarding that, regarding is a preposition over here, regarding what? So this comma is not needed here. This comma is not needed. I hope that you are satisfied. You're satisfied with something. This has to go as a phrase. So comma not needed. So why do we insert a comma wherever we feel like with the above mentioned information regarding our new product? So comma is not needed over here. All three sentences are from different emails that I also keep getting. Now let's move on to the third sentence. Rajesh?
Yeah, ma'am. In
third one is without any punctuation. No, here comma is, punctuation is there. The first word has started with a capital letter. There is a full stop also, but somewhere comma should be there, and it is missing. Go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. In first paragraph, we can write, I would like to inform you that regarding is not required. The new launch of the product in cleaning category from our organization.
No, if you put that, then a complete clause is needed. Then the sentence will be incomplete. We cannot say, I would like to inform you that the new launch of the product in cleaning category from our organization. This will not be a sentence then. Okay. This will not be a sentence. So this is fine. So what is wrong over here is the comma.
Comma.
Comma should not be there. Second also, comma should not be there. Now the third one, I'm asking you all to tell me, where should I place a comma?
Just after currently.
Just after currently, all right. I place. So whenever we have all such words, such modifiers before the subject, currently, therefore, hence, when you place such words, you place a comma after them. Anywhere else, do we need a comma anywhere else in this sentence?
Ma'am, after sabbatical.
Why? This is what I explained in the first two sentences, Sridevi, that we do not place a comma in between a phrase like this. Why have I taken? To prepare for my further. So comma should not come over here.
Can be placed after studies.
After studies, correct. It's not can be placed, it has to be placed here. The two mini sentences joined by the word and. So a comma has to come. So currently, I've taken up a sabbatical to prepare for my further studies, and this job suits my requirement. So a comma must come here. Next time when you read something, you read novels, read articles, just see where all comma is put in the sentences. And this is what we're going to discuss in detail in the classes, of course. Let's look at one more area. So three main uses of comma. To separate items. So Germany, France, and Italy are in Europe. There are many who avoid this comma. Okay, it can be done without it also. But then the longer sentences where we have 2 or 3 ands, it's always better to be in its habit so that we can avoid any kind of ambiguity. We call it the Oxford comma. We put it before and also when we put a series. So Germany, France, and Italy are in Europe. If you place a comma, many think this is wrong. This is not wrong. This is absolutely correct. This is in fact called the Oxford comma. We place it before the word and. So when you talk about 3 or more things, place a comma before the word and. Although it is avoided at times by many in simple sentences, but when you have a longer sentence, I would advise you to put it so that there is no ambiguity. Now, when you have two mini sentences, two complete thoughts, and you connect them by putting a conjunction. So the weather is pleasant, one separate sentence. It might rain heavily in the evening, another one. If I leave but, sentence is wrong. If I add but without the comma, then also grammatically it's not correct. Place a comma before it. Conjunction is what? Conjunction is a joining word like and, but, or, yet, all such words. So this is needed over here. Comma and then the conjunction but. Now let's look at the next one. To set off introductory or non-essential information. On my way to office, comma, I ran into an old colleague. Now, on my way to office, I ran into an old colleague who was driving his new car. Now, if I add who was driving his new car, then before who again, we place a comma, because that's not necessary to understand the meaning of the sentence, that additional information. Most of the times, the kind of mistake that is made is this. I would like to type this over here. Here, if I put the weather, just a second, the weather is pleasant, and I just place a comma, it might, if I move on with the sentence like this, notice, do you make mistakes of this kind? Do you add two mini thoughts or two independent thoughts, sentences like this, just by placing a comma in between? Then remember that sentence is grammatically wrong. So if you restructure this sentence this way, it's grammatically wrong. This is called a comma split. So we should not connect the two by just putting a comma. This kind of a sentence can take a semicolon. It can take a semicolon. And if you have to place a comma, you place a comma and you put the conjunction. That's what is needed. So just take care of this. So we need to take grammar, of course, various other areas are there, but then punctuation also can make a lot of difference. The sentences that change, like the sense of the sentence is changed if you place the comma at the wrong place. Another is the sentences where we include if. I will be very glad if you will join this seminar. So first thing to remember is that in the if clause, we never use will. We never use will or would. This should not come over here. So whenever you have this if clause, you do not use will. So how can we structure this? Like, I will be very glad if you join this seminar. If you join this seminar, comma, I will be very glad. I'll be glad. Why to include the word very? That is also needed. Then it's not needed. I'll be glad if you join this seminar. We can put it this way. If you put would over here, if you joined, then here the if clause should have simple past tense. This was a sentence from an email which I took. I would be very glad if you join this seminar. Here it comes would, and here it's simple past. Suppose you talk about past. Oh, you did not join? Suppose I talk about my webinar. Oh, you did not join? I would have been happy if you had joined. A common mistake people use would have over here, like I would have been glad if you would have joined. That's wrong. So in the if clause, we never put would, if you had joined. In grammar, we call it past perfect tense. So there are certain areas of grammar which we are going to discuss, which we need to ensure are correct in our emails, so that the message is sent with clarity, only because of that.